My name is Max from Kaizena. And for millennia, the foundational role of teachers has been as sources and interpreters of knowledge. This concept is so foundational, we built the buildings around it. And in business speak, we might know the classroom as the physical distribution channel for knowledge. Well, as we all know, about 50 years ago, a new distribution channel began delivering knowledge. The internet gave students immediate access to more knowledge than any human could lay claim to. And indeed, it was the internet that facilitated this transition from teachers as a source of knowledge to teachers as facilitators of knowledge acquisition. But what happens when the companies at this conference create AI tutors for every subject? Encroaching on, then eventually replacing the need for teachers to facilitate knowledge acquisition. What will the role of teachers be in our society? It will be motivating, caring for, and encouraging students. Humans have an advantage in whatever is inherently difficult for machines to replicate. And of all the things that teachers are responsible for, motivating, caring for, and encouraging students is the most defensible. It's the edge. And it just so happens that motivating, caring for, and encouraging students is exactly what Kaizena enables teachers to do. Since 2013, Kaizena has enabled teachers to express empathy and care for students when reviewing their work using voice and video feedback. It's really simple. Teachers just highlight some text, click record, and start speaking. Now, teachers love it because we all speak up to 75% faster than we can type. And there's a 30-year body of research that shows an overwhelming preference among students for verbal feedback over written comments. But if that weren't enough, about 2 years ago, Dr. Martha Bless reached out to me asking if she could write her PhD thesis on the impact of audio feedback on student writing using Kaizena and our teachers as a case study. And of course, who wouldn't? I said yes. And I also expected the results to come in a couple months later, but you only learn about that once when it takes time for academic research. It did indeed take 2 years, and yes, it is 283 pages long, but one of the key findings in Dr. Bless's research was that Kaizena improved the relationships between teachers and students. Wow. We became a magnet for teachers who cared about improving the relationships with their students. And in fact, over 150,000 teachers from over 80 countries have provided over 1.5 million students with over 28 million reviews since Kaizena launched. Well, eventually one of those other teachers reached out to me and said, Max, have you seen this meta-analysis of comparing no less than 36 different teaching practices, ranging from increasing parent engagement to reducing class sizes? And I said, no, I hadn't. But it turns out that feedback ranks as the world's most effective teaching practice. It's 3 times more effective than reducing class sizes at a quarter of the cost. Feedback is an excellent predictor of teacher quality. And so we have this growing community of teachers who prioritize feedback, the world's most effective way to facilitate knowledge acquisition, and who care deeply about their students, skills that are extremely defensible against automation in the future. And so really, what we have is a community of today and tomorrow's best teachers. These are teachers with valuable future-proof skills that deserve the very best opportunities, regardless of whether they are from the Midwest or the East Coast, regardless of location, regardless of whether or not they have a graduate degree, whether they have 10 years of teaching experience or 20, regardless of union seniority. And so, about a year ago, my team and I embarked on a skunkworks project to bring opportunities to these teachers. And it was at this conference that we discovered the greatest need for teachers who focused on feedback and who were emotive to be in the Chinese remote online learning market. And so we packed up to China and soon signed a pilot with our first customer for what eventually became our Kaizena Live product. And Kaizena Live is an all-in-one solution that enables Chinese education companies to quickly embed remote US teaching services into their products, into their apps. We take care of everything. It's a software development kit that takes care of identifying, screening, onboarding teachers to opportunities, the overseas live streaming, the scheduling, matching, automatic teacher failover when someone doesn't show up, the lesson management, contractor compliance, all-in-one solution. Makes it really easy for our Chinese customers to quickly embed remote access to US teachers into their products. But that's not really what I want to bring up with you today. What I want to talk with you today is about what is next. And what is next is I'd like to expand the scope of opportunities that we can offer our teachers. So if you are a private, public, or charter school leader aggressively recruiting and hiring the very best teaching talent, I'd love to sit down for a quick conversation with you. I have a few ideas about how we might be able to help you identify the best teachers today and tomorrow for your schools. Well, that's my co-founder, Edward. We're already backed by some of the most innovative leaders in technology and education, including Horizons Ventures, the New Schools Seed Fund, and Imagine K-12. And now, I'd like to meet you.